Attending university as a mature student. What's it like? Is it worth it? These are some of the questions I'm going to try and answer or discuss. I'm Lee Eyre. I'm a third year law student at the University of West of England, known as UWE. Now, my honest thoughts about uni? Well, I guess it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? There's some good things and some not so good things for me personally. And this is something that you've got to understand and take into account for yourself. It's subjective, it's about me and my experience, and this might not be the same for you, or things that I don't think are great perhaps work for you. So, getting started, was university something that I wanted to attend or wanted to do? The truth is, no, it wasn't, not at all, to be honest. My ideal scenario when I decided that I wanted to get into law was an apprenticeship. I thought that's what would work great for me, albeit it's long, and I think off the top of my head, I still think it's 6 years. If you're looking at apprenticeships, double check that because it's been a while since I looked. Once it wasn't an option for me, I kind of wrote it off and never thought about it again. But that's what I wanted to do. Now, at the time when I was looking, I don't think there was, if any, criminal apprenticeships going. Sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? Criminal apprenticeships, but an apprenticeship in criminal law. I couldn't see any. That may have changed since, but at the time when I was looking, there wasn't any that I could find. But that didn't bother me too much because at the time I didn't really know exactly what sort of law I wanted to go into. I just knew that I wanted to get in it as fast as possible. So when sadly that wasn't an option for me, the other option was obviously university, and that's when I decided to go to uni. And it was a toss-up between Gloucester and UWE. That's the truth. And I did open days at both, and I was sold by UWE, and I wasn't overly sold by Gloucester. So the choice for me became easy. Obviously, I didn't really have to worry too much about commuting because I drive. So for me, it's just a fly down the M5, 25, 30 minutes, depending on traffic, and I'm at UWE. When I attended these open days, they did a lot of talking about what we would study and stuff like that. And you have a lecture, you have a workshop. And I was excited. I thought, oh, sounds good. But for some reason, still in my mind, I thought it'd be a lot more practical than it actually is. And even though we learn law, I really thought that they would teach us to be a solicitor or a barrister, or, at least some degree. Maybe not all, but some. And then I started understanding that that was mainly for the RPC legal practice course. Obviously, that changed the first year I was at uni. That changed, and that was no longer an option for me. The only option for me when I started uni was the SQE. And yeah, I'm still learning about that now. And that's probably going to be a future video, if I'm honest with you, about the SQE and the prep course and the exams, etc. So subscribe if you want to find out about that. I'm going to try and do really detailed videos on that. But I really thought that, they would show us a lot more practical stuff, how to file for court cases, what sort of hearings are for what, here's a case. We do, I don't know, a lecture and a workshop on it, get into groups because you're going to have to present your side of the argument against maybe side B or something like that. That's kind of what I anticipated I thought it would be, and I really thought that that's what would build you up and get you ready for the legal world. I couldn't be more wrong, if I'm honest. It's completely opposite to that. It is very still, like schooly. You do your lecture, you go to the workshop, you have a few questions that you got to answer through. Yes, there's problem scenario questions. That's all great if you're really good academically. Me, I'm not so hot academically, if I'm honest with you. That's not where I learn. It's not the best environment for me. I do at uni what I really need to do and just try and get it done. But for me, myself, how I learn, how I really grasp the understanding of things is getting on with it, doing it, failing, doing it again until I've got it right. Reading through, a problem scenario and coming up with arguments, I understand why they do it, and I get it. You know, it's probably a lot easier to teach like that rather than trying to get people to stand up and talk and argue a case, especially in first year. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to talk in third year, let alone first year. Um, Apart from me, I like talking in my class. A lot of students probably get annoyed with it, to be honest, because I'm always blabbling on. But that's because I really wanted something like that. And thanks, Loki, for making loads of noise. That's and I understand that you got like mooting competitions and stuff like that, but being a mature student, my time is very limited. Sadly, I have children and I have commitments, including work. And if I'm honest with you, my studying is when I'm at uni or when I'm watching the lectures. I know they say it's full time. I know they say you should be doing a lot of self study. I do what I can, and the honest truth is that's not a lot. It's nowhere near enough. It's enough just to get me through the course, if I'm honest with you. So taking up these side competitions or these side clubs, stuff like that, it sounds great, looks great, probably is amazing. I just can't fit it in. So it would really be helpful for me personally if we actually did this in some sort of workshop. That's what I was expecting, and it came up short in that department. Um, but the the teachers or the lecturers and the workshop teachers, they're great. I mean, they know their stuff, and obviously some teachers are better than others. Some you gel with more than others, and that's the case at uni. Okay, and I feel like if you've just came back for education, you're 18, you've done your A levels or you've done college or something along them lines, then university is great. And I get it because that's the clientele, or that's the people that unis are aiming for and pretty much designed for. And I'm not saying being a mature student is still not good. It is. It's just not as good, or not. I don't feel like we get all the benefits that maybe an 18-year-old would have, and that's simply due to because of time. I mean, the opportunities are there. I could join a muting club and stuff like that, but I just don't have the time with the other commitments. My time is really limited, hence why I could really do with more practical work in my actual timetable. I just want to talk a little bit more about, balancing life as a mature student. And again, this is subjective even for mature students. Some people may be similar age to myself, late 20s, and may have no commitments or no dependence on them, and pretty much have just as much free time as an 18-year-old. I do not, okay? I've said in my other videos that I'm an accredited police station representative. That is correct. I am. So I try to work as much as I can. And that's twofold, really. One, that it earns me money, and of course that helps. And the second is its experience in law, providing legal services, providing advice. It's real, okay? And it that's good. It kind of makes me feel like I'm there already. The backhand of that is I kind of get irritated with uni and I just want it out the way, if that makes sense. It's just, I feel like being a mature student, for me, I haven't really been able to enjoy university and student and that sort of life and aspect of it. It's a real inconvenience for me at this moment in time. It's something I have to do. It's something, that I just need a degree to proceed with my career. There isn't many things at the moment that I can take from uni and put into real life practice. I'll be honest, there isn't. I mean, my criminal module gave me, a foundation of understanding, but I've really learned the in-depth knowledge I need on the job, and that's the truth. So this is what kind of makes me frustrated with uni. Yes, I think it's great. It gives you a general base of understanding, and some people who's been able to really self-study for the 40 hours a week might even have a bit more deeper understanding in certain modules than myself. I get that. However, I feel like if you drop them into a practice, they are not going to be able to. Well, let's put it this way: sink or swim. I don't think they'll be able to swim. Some may. I might not be being nice to everybody there, but I think if you just go on uni life and the way uni prepare you, I don't think you're going to have what it takes to hit the ground running when you become employed or self-employed if you go down the barrister route. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, which isn't a lot if I'm honest. So obviously from all that information you can probably now get that, like I said at the start, I'm not massively academic. I'm generally not. I'm not saying I'm thick, I'm just not, you know, a genius in a classroom. And that's really why I wanted the apprenticeship. That felt, it kind of felt for me at the time, it was all or nothing with the apprenticeship. And when that didn't work out, that's kind of when I thought, well, I've got to do the uni. You know, that's the only way I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve. But that's kind of why I wanted the apprenticeship in the first place, to be honest with you. I've got to admit, like I said before, becoming the police station representative, it is a double-edged sword because it does make me feel like I am a lawyer now. It does. I'm not going to say it doesn't, because it does. You know, I talk to lawyers, you know, I liaise with the police, I liaise with counsel, as in like barristers, stuff like that. So it does really make me feel like I'm there already. And that's probably what's added to my dislike to uni, if that makes sense. And dislike's probably a strong word, but my not having patience with uni, because I feel like, well, I'm already there, you're holding me back. If I just had the degree, I'd be on to the next stage and that much closer to being qualified. And sadly, that's not the case. I have to do the degree. And I guess that's probably what makes it worth it in the long run, is that you've gone through the time and done what's needed to be done, and it's not been given to you on a plate. So I get it, I do. So yeah, that's why I say I'm not great academically. So I literally just I watch the lectures online, and I attend the workshops. Workshop prep, I'm not too hot on, to be honest. I try and when I attend a workshop, I try and, as they're setting it up and they're talking, you know, just gibberish initially for the first couple of minutes, I'm trying to then organise it and kind of get rough answers ready. They're off the back of lectures, so I kind of have a general understanding and a gist of what they're going to be talking about, and then I just pick it up as I go. So yeah, that's my time at uni, and like I said, it's good, you know, and it's something that you have to have. I want to become a solicitor, so I've got to have a degree, and you know, if I want to do law, then why would it not be law? Okay, that's essentially the truth. So you got to have the degree, and then you got to complete the SQE, and then you got to have qualifying work experience, which I'm obviously hoping that I'm doing with the police station course, or the police station work now, and my other sorts of work that I do with the law firm that I'm at, which is absolutely fantastic. They are brilliant, and the owner of the business, the gentleman that runs it, has been an absolute godsend to me, and I couldn't ask for more, generally. And I just want to give a little tip on that. I'm going to do a separate video, but don't wait for work experience. Don't wait, you know, thinking it's going to come to you. I started my work experience before I even started my degree, okay? And that's going back a couple of years ago now, but that's what I did. I thought to myself, being in my late 20s at the time, or mid 20s then, that I am then going to get as much work experience as I can from the get-go. And I did everything I could to get my hands on. And it worked out, because obviously now, in a weird way, I've kind of got my apprenticeship in a weird way, because I'm working and studying, and you know, I know obviously my studying is a lot more than it would be as an apprentice, but I am still getting my experience, which is critical, I think, for me. Yeah, I don't really know what this video is all about, but it's my experience as a mature student and things that I like and not so like about uni. And I've got to be honest, they're there to help you at uni. You know, if you're thinking about going to uni, do it. Don't be afraid of failure or anything like that. The staff there are great, and I am sure if you're young or if you have more free time, you're going to take advantage of so much more, because there is so much more that goes on at uni that I can't engage with. And it's sad, it does annoy me slightly, but I've got to weigh it up. Engage with, you know, societies and little things here, little things there, and not have free time to do my work and stuff like that. I'm seeing it as just a task that I've got to get it done. For a lot of people it's a lifestyle and they live it, and it's great for them, and I can really see that genuinely. I can see it being great for people. For me, not so much. I just want to get it done. I want to tick that box, and then I want to get on with further more academic stuff, as in the SQE prep course. Hooray. But I hope you've watched this video. Like I said, it's a bit random again. It's just an experience of a mature student at UWE, and UWE are brilliant. I really like the university. It's fantastic. It's so nice. I can't speak for the other parts of the university, but the law and business part, called X Block, if you've been to UWE or you're going to UWE, you would have seen X Block. It is great. It's really nice. And yeah, I haven't really got a bad word to say about it, to be honest. Even though university isn't what I was expecting it to be, and that is annoying. It is, because if it was what I was expecting it to be, I could have probably engaged more and really benefited from it more, but it isn't. But it's worked out well, because I'm still doing my work, I'm still educating myself at uni, and I'm still going to get my degree. I'm not foolish. I ain't getting no first. I know that. As long as I can get a 2-1, I'm happy with that, and I just want to tick the box and move on from it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. What's your experience at uni been like as a mature or a young student, or are you thinking about going, or anything like that? UWE I can't complain about. It's just not, I'm just not fit for UWE, if that makes sense. I don't fit UWE. It's not that UWE don't really fit me. I'm a bit strange about how I want to learn, really hands-on. Kind of almost like, let's role play it. That's what I want. I want to role play it, so that's when I'm learning. Okay, so I have to, do the work. I've got to stand up. I've got to talk. I've got to communicate. I've got to draft statements and stuff like that, because that's stuff that I do at work. I've never done at uni. Again, thank you for watching. It's my big round off of uni. I haven't finished yet. I'm still in my 3rd year. Coming to the end of it though, so hopefully it's done. And I'm looking to start the SQE prep pretty much very soon, believe it or not. I'm hoping my little plan works. Please remember to subscribe, because if my plan works, then it's going to be great for you guys to see it. It really is. I don't think there's massive amount on the SQE really helpful. I'm going to be documenting it as deep as I can, as much as I can, and giving you my thoughts and opinions on what's good, what's great, what's bad, what's rubbish, what's easy and what's not. Okay, so try and subscribe, and see if I can help you out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.